I'm Thomas Warner, and you are watching the latest focusIR CEO interview. I'm delighted to be joined now by George Frangeskides. He is the Executive Chairman at Alba Mineral Resources. So firstly, a very warm welcome to you, George. Great to have you on. And secondly, we are going to be looking in quite some detail today at the latest results from the Llechfraith Target at the old Clogau gold mine in Wales. So why don't you start us off with a bit of a summary there? What have you reported today, and what do you think it means for the business?
Thanks, Tom. Great to be with you. Look, we've reported some exceptionally high-grade gold results today from the Llechfraith Target. In fact, on level 4, which is previously mined development. So we weren't expecting stellar results, but really we've got, as I say, exceptionally high-grade gold. When you start reporting gold in results in ounces per tonne rather than grams per tonne, then you know you're onto really high-grade zones. So that's what we've reported today. We've basically taken about 40 samples, we've processed them, we've created some concentrates in our own processing plant at Llechfraith. We've sent those off-site to a refinery. We're actually not assaying at this point. We are actually trying to extract the gold from those concentrates, and the process has been highly successful. And we've reported, as I say, from those composites, results, actual gold coming out of those composite concentrates of about between 2 and 4 ounces per tonne. And so that's really, really strong results and fills us with a heck of a lot of confidence moving into the bulk sampling below that level 4 into new virgin territory.
So do you think this was a little bit of a teaser in a certain way, just something to keep your investors smiling while we do that heavy lifting?
Well, it's just basic exploration, Tom. I mean, you've got to, no one's been down on level 4 for decades. It's been flooded. We're the first people who've unflooded that area for, as I say, decades. And, we had historical reports of visible gold down there. Now, the funny thing is, turn a negative into a positive. We haven't yet seen visible gold on the development walls on level 4, but then we've been processing the areas that we think are where the pay shoots are and where the old development has been to see what's been left behind. And this is what we've found. So, it may not be visible to the naked eye, but it's extremely high grade. So, and this isn't 1 or 2 samples, Tom. We're talking about 40 odd samples. We've sent kilos worth of concentrate to the refinery, and that has resulted in grams of gold actually, being weighed out and resulting in, as I say, when you back calculate the head grade, grades of 2 to 4 ounces per tonne. So I can't say any more than that, really. I mean, it's a phenomenally good result. It's not the mine, it's not a decision that leads us to reopen the mine. We need to go and do the bulk sampling below level 4 to find a much bigger zone of that kind of grade. But, it gives us a lot of confidence in the ability to find that grade.
Well, absolutely. And it is nice to have a very eye-catching update like that one, but we are obviously still waiting for more news from you. So what is it that's actually still in the pipeline for people?
A heck of a lot is in the pipeline. I mean, we put out some timelines, I think, a couple of weeks ago, the last announcement but one. And if I can just get those in front of me, I'll remind myself what we said. And we're on track for all of this. So basically, we are looking at the trenching of the waste tip first. Now, that's phase 3 trenching at the waste tip. This is a historical waste tip that's sitting there, that's on surface. Much easier to obviously get to grips with and process for gold than an underground mine is. So that is definitely something that we are progressing on a separate track. We'll be doing that trenching in April, processing and we're talking about quite a lot here. We're talking about 120 tonnes of material, of fines material, of actual fines material where we've previously found gold in decent grades. And we'll be processing that in May, and again, sending it off then to the refinery to get to actual gold. Weighted gold, we hope and expect to get some gold out of that process in June. So that's, I think, first one off the block, if you like. Then we, at the same time, are preparing for the underground bulk sampling below this level 4 that we're talking about. For those of you that don't know, we drilled this target down below level 4 a few years back, and we came up with a massive 122-metre pay shoot extension below the existing development. This is ground that's never been mined before, that has the same structure as all the historic mining at Clogau, which had this high-grade bonanza-style gold occurrence. So that is that's our number one target. Now, to do that bulk sampling, we've got the permissions now in place, which is great. We need to blast and drill to get either Windsors sunk or to put in razors to pull out about 150 to 200 tons of bulk sample that we then process in exactly the same way as I talked about the processing of the waste tip, and exactly the same way as we've announced today. We produce concentrates on site, we send them off site, we have them refined, we pull out the actual gold. Then that will tell us whether it's economic below level 4 and whether we should proceed to do more bulk sampling or just go straight for planning permission to reopen the mine. That is a more challenging process because it's underground. Everything underground is always replete with challenges, but we've done it several times now, bulk sampling. We've done a lot of work underground. We know what we're doing. We've got the right people. So April, May will be the prep for that. We need to get down past level 4, down into level 5. We need to put in the boreholes, the blast holes, for the blasting. Clearly, we need to commission the relevant people and experts to come in and do the blasting. That we think is about an April-May job, and June then will be blasting. July will be processing, and August as well, processing, and as I say, sending that concentrate off-site to the refinery. So, very, very busy next few months, but these results have really provided us with a massive boost, and hopefully our shareholders too with a massive boost. It's been a really hard 2 and a bit years with regulatory permissions and hurdles thrown in our way. We've battled through all of that. We've overcome all of those, and we have got the permissions, and we've got down to level 4. We've found these fantastic results. So I think everyone should be really pleased as to the progress we are now making.
Well, absolutely. You have been quite candid about your plans for the next 6 months or so. Do you think I could get a sense from you here of what you think would be the minimum that you would like to have achieved by the time the summer is over and we're 6 months from now?
Yeah, look, we'll have finished the bulk sampling. The intention here, without any roadblocks, and I'm not expecting any roadblocks now, is to finish the bulk sampling at the waste tip and processed all that material, and to know, we hopefully pulled out a fair bit of gold out of that as well, and then know whether we're then in a position to make a decision to process the rest of the waste tip, which will need a planning application, which we would then submit in short order. The biggest prize, of course, is underground, and it's below Llechfraith, the big pay chute extension that I've talked about. We'll have finished bulk sampling that. We'll have processed it again. We'll have pulled out the gold that's in there. We'll know whether we've hit those bonanza occurrences. And when I talk about bonanza, in the past, they were talking about pulling out ore that is in the tens to hundreds of ounces per ton. This is a stellar gold deposit territory. So we are obviously hopeful to hit some of those bonanza grades. We'll know that within the next, few months, and that will then tell us whether we go in and do more bulk sampling because we want to prove it up further, or we want to pull out some more gold, or whether we've got enough information now to give a tick in the box to the economic analysis that we know that this is an economic prospect and target down at Llechfraith, and we then apply for planning permission to reopen the mine for commercial production. That's, of course, the bottom line here. That's what we've been in this game all along to do, is to reopen Clogau for commercial production. So within 6 months, we'll have all of that, I think, fairly well bottomed out. And there's other work ongoing, the geophysics over our regional targets, which we've not even mentioned. We've got a phenomenal number of regional gold targets. We've done an airborne survey. We're processing the results. Results will come out soon. That will tell us if we've got enough detail now to do some drilling, or whether we need to go in and refine on the ground, refine some of those targets in order to then have refined targets for drilling. And if we can get to refined targets for drilling, we could well be drilling over the Llechfraith goldfield in the next 6 months to look for another Clogau. So that's, if you like, the blue sky potential of the project, which is massive. And all of that, as I say, is coming in the next 6 months. So certainly a lot of what I've just said will be progressed substantially.
Well, I look forward to seeing how it all goes. It would be a magnificent achievement, as you've rightly said there. Just finally, George, do you think that you could share with us your reasons why people might like to add you to their investor watch list if they haven't already?
very simply, Tom, do you want to have access to the potential for exceptionally high-grade gold in your backyard in the UK? There aren't many stories like this out there. We've now proven up that there is high-grade gold there. We need to now take that and prove economic quantities of that high-grade gold so we can reopen the mine. But we are on the right track. And as I say, a pretty unique story in our backyard, high-grade gold. It's an existing mine, and where better to look to reopen and find higher-grade gold than in an existing mine. That's what we've always said. It's what we've done at Green Rock, and it's what we're doing at Alba. So I think it's, as I say, a very strong proposition. Do your own research, but the results today, I think, tell us that we're onto something.
Executive Chairman over at Alba Mineral Resources, George Frangeskides, thank you very much indeed for your time today. It's been a real pleasure. Let me wish you the very best of luck for what sounds like a busy summer.